Hi, my name is Bernhard and welcome to CenterFrame's Get It Made, which is a script competition for 3-minute screenplays hosted together with the UK Film Festival. We started the whole thing a couple of months ago, and now we're at the final stage where we announce the winners. And in our case, the CenterFrame community has voted, and they're still voting. I think we've got 10 minutes left for votes to still come in, so hopefully we'll have some more. Joining me today is Petros Silvestros. He's the head of programming at the UK Film Festival. So tell me about a little bit about how the UK Film Festival started with this whole process and what it's been like doing it together with CenterFrame.
Hi Bernhard, again thanks for having me. Yeah, what a journey. I remember when we met months ago and we had a very nice lunch here next to CenterFrame headquarters, and we decided to join forces and run a competition together. We were the same frame in terms of we don't have an agenda. There's no political agenda. There's no commercial agenda. What matters is what is the story, what is the script, and how well crafted it is. And we're on the same page, and that's how we decided to do the competition. It's been a great journey. Almost 300 scripts, more than 20 readers read the scripts. Really fantastic. I'm really excited to find out who the winner is.
Yeah, I'm really excited too, because it's been, for us, it's our very first competition. Like, we've never actually had one before. We're a very new organization, and to build this together, never having done it before, has been a really interesting experience, and it's actually a big learning process for us to try and put this together for the future. And actually the person in charge of all this is Luis Villar, my head of product, and he's been really instrumental in trying to get all this together. And actually let's get him in, because he's on the line here, I think. Yeah, Luis, are you there?
Hello.
How's it going, man? How's it?
I'm good. Sorry, I can't be with you guys in the studio.
Yeah, he's an unfortunate case of COVID, sadly. But Luis, I'm so glad you're here, though. I'm so glad you managed to still come on the call. And I remember in our first episode for Get It Made, we sat all around the table to try and figure out how to make this work. And it's really nice that it actually came together and that we actually landed here pretty much when we wanted to land here. I mean, it's pretty cool that we actually got this far. So how's the whole thing for you?
Man, I think it's a great experience. And as you said, everything just worked. And for us, we are building this product that later on we're going to bring to the community. It's just amazing. And man, I'm just going to take the opportunity to a big shout out to both technical teams, front-end team in Australia, the back-end team in Austria, our design team doing an amazing job. It just worked. And we're getting feedback from people that took the time to vote, to go through the journey, and everyone enjoyed it, which is kind of the feedback you want.
Which is right? What you want. Yeah, exactly. No, I have to do the same thing. I have to sort of give shout out to our team here at CenterFrame. Obviously, Nathan behind the scenes trying to keep the engines running, and Ariana Steigman, who's our marketing director, and our outbound communicators have been emailing lots and lots of people. And the filmmakers obviously also been in touch with you at times throughout the festival. So yeah, it's been really cool. And then of course we had the filmmakers who helped us make the series. We had Tom Lonergan, who's actually operating back there. Give us a little wave, Tom, into the camera. There you go. So we had, and Louis Samados, who's the editor. We've been working really hard to try and get this series off the ground, to make this competition work. And it's felt actually really nice. Like, even though not everything works 100% of the time exactly the way you want, I have to say this has been one of the most pleasurable experiences trying something for the first time I've ever had. I mean, it's really quite amazing. Like, every time we tried something for the first time in the past, you stumble a lot more. And I think a lot of it comes down to that this feels right. A lot of the stuff that we're thinking of is actually the right idea. And you guys lent a lot of experience in terms of running a competition.
Well, it's I have to say, most of it's very enjoyable. We're really enjoying running it. We enjoy discovering new writers, and we enjoyed so much doing this series with Mary Whitfield as well.
Mary, of course.
Having these debates, and also our readers that they were part of the web series, very important too. And all the 20 readers, I can't say all the names. There's so many who worked so hard. They read all the scripts many times. But the most important thing is we all really enjoy it. We had a lot of fun making it.
Absolutely. So we've got 5 minutes left for the competition for people to vote. So I'm going to let you get on with it, Luis. And while Petros and I recap with just a little bit more. So I'll catch you in a bit.
Yeah.
Bye.
Speak soon.
All right. So yeah, for us, I mean, the big thing really was that this is because it's the first time. There were a lot of questions that needed to be answered, and we didn't know like how many scripts are we even going to get. I mean, never. I mean, you guys were relatively confident you'd get somewhere around 100 submissions or so for the 3.
Usually we get about 100 submissions, from 80, 100 submissions, depends. But yeah, script competition for short films, even when it's BFI, it's very hard to get more than 100, 120 submissions.
Yeah, and that's why it was really incredible that because we weren't really sure how many we'd get, because it's like, yeah, okay, well, we'll just try.
Yeah.
And then we got 200, like 199. Let me be accurate.
109 plus about 85, I think 90 we got, so we almost near 300,
exactly.
which is an amazing number to get. Actually, very successful.
I'm really really happy about that too, and I'm really excited to see how the votes turn out, because obviously it's always different. Like the more you ask people to do, the fewer people would generally do it. So we'll see how many votes we actually got in. But I honestly no matter what the result is going to be, I'm super happy that we even got this far and that we get to announce the winner today, and that we have that we'll have the numbers that Luis is going to give later in exactly 3 minutes.
You made it very suspenseful, making it live the last episode, and as well. Adds to the suspense.
So none of us know who the winner is. The only person that will know first is Luis, because he looks at the numbers. But
we wanted to have a live reaction to it.
Absolutely.
It's important.
So I've deliberately stayed away from reading the final 5 scripts because obviously I want to stay as impartial as possible in this whole thing. But I did take the chance to read the 5 that didn't make it into the final 5, so the part of the top 10, and I have to say, there are 2 scripts in particular I really enjoyed a lot. I mean, I think they're all really interesting in their own right and have very interesting ideas to talk about. But the 2 scripts that really stood out to me were the Picasso, which you mentioned quite a bit in your last episode, and for me personally, Shapeshifters, which I think is a really fantastic story. Like, I mean, it basically tells 2 stories at the same time, one visual, one audible, and they intersect, and I think it's a lovely story. And I don't want to say too much, because I think you guys should watch the previous episode where Petros and Murray really discuss it in more detail. But I want to hear from you more about the Picasso.
I agree, and actually Shapeshifters was a very good script, very original, and also very doable production-wise, very cinematic. I said it would benefit for a little bit of editing, but it was a very good script, very good idea, excellent ending. We really enjoyed it. Maureen Hansch is the writer. I should mention her. She's done a really good job, very good writer, Maureen. As we said, we love Picasso very much by Charlene Marquez. It was one of my scripts that I really personally liked. Very simple story, amazing example how you can talk about greed, about some big things. On a beach, a couple meeting Picasso. Very nice dialogue, and great opportunity for some very interesting casting. How do you cast Picasso? Very spectacular, interesting. But that's what it comes down to, details in the end, when we discussed with Mary in our committee. 1 minute left, yes. It was between that and 3 guys walking to an elevator. We wanted a script that's got probably less subtext and be more entertaining, and also honor a genre, a genre film, horror. Which 3 guys walking into an elevator is about. Right.
No, I think that's great. I think you had a really nice selection. I mean, obviously I haven't read them, but I did love your discussions of the scripts, because that actually what sold me on Shapeshifters and wanting to read it, because I thought your discussion was very interesting and sincere about telling this lovely story, and I just want to know more about it. I was immediately intrigued by it, and that's why, to all the filmmakers watching, I do think you should watch the entire episode 4 in full to get a full sense of all these scripts, and maybe there's something interesting you guys can take away from it.
Well, we're all filmmakers and film buffs as well. We're very passionate about what we're doing, so we really enjoy discussing about films. That's what we're doing all our lives. That's what we do every day.
Absolutely. I think. Oh, it's 5 o'clock. Oops. So I'm going to give Luis about 30 seconds, maybe a little bit bit more to basically get it, compile his numbers. But the voting's not closed. The competition's officially over, properly over. Sorry, that camera. The competition's officially over now, so no more voting, nothing left. And if you're still reading, read now, vote. But I think it's too late. I don't think the vote will go through. But thank you to everyone who participated, to all the almost 300 scripts that we got submitted. I want to thank all the writers who did that. I want to thank all the top 10 writers who made it this far, who delivered this really good work to us. And I can't wait now to find out which of the 5 is going to get made, because that's really what we're in now for.
This is very exciting. They're all 5 are very good scripts. It would be very difficult to pick.
I agree.
So very interesting to see what.
So shall we try and tune in with Luis? Shall we give that a shot? Let's see. Oh, can we do it? I honestly, Luis, are you here?
There he is.
I'm here.
Ah, yes. Okay.
And I have numbers.
You have numbers. All right.
Numbers.
Okay. So before you give us the top 5, I would love to find out from you how many people voted. I would love to find out from you how many countries, and if there's a tendency from where most of the votes came from. Okay,
cool. We had completed votes. We had 114 votes.
Nice.
We had double that in people that came but didn't actually vote. They read 1 or 2 scripts. The country with most votes, the US. After that, Canada and the UK. But we had votes for everywhere, 37 countries.
37, wow.
Yeah.
Amazing.
The average time, average voting time, 22 minutes. That's amazing because people took the time to read the scripts properly.
Nice.
Yeah, it's really, really interesting. And then I think we should explain, especially if someone is tuning in and they don't know how the point system worked. Do you want to explain how did that work, Bernhard?
I agree. Go ahead.
Yeah. Okay. So if people that came to our voting journey, once they read all 5 scripts, they were taken to a page where they had to, with arrows up and down, place their favorite script on top, and then in order, the least favorite at the bottom. When they did that, they were assigning points to each one of the scripts, even the least favorite one. The favorite one would get 5 points, 4, 3, 2, 1. And that's important because we're going to discuss points from now on, right? Should I get
please go ahead. So let's start with the bottom. Let's start with the 5th script. What's the 5th script and how many points? And give us the percentage too, like what the percentage of it is. Okay,
we have number 5, Free Falling.
Free Falling, wow. That's really surprising.
Had 284 points. That means 17% of the available points.
Right, wow.
Only 10 votes assigned Free Falling as their favorite script.
Right, that's interesting because it was such a big favorite from us. Like I remember, I remember in the discussions that was such a big deal.
Okay, personally now I can disclose that this was my favorite script. It was closer to me from all the 5. I love all the 5.
Right.
But there was something very special about the script that I really liked.
Right, wow, interesting. Yeah. This doesn't mean it's a bad script. It's still a really good script.
No, it is an amazing script. Carl Mather, very, very good writer. Absolutely loved his script. Lots of artistic spontaneity in it. Very, very original. Great voiceover. Great visuals. Really good script.
Right.
But yeah, that's what that's what people voted.
Okay, so number 5, Free Falling by Carl Mather. Okay, number 4.
Number 4, 3 guys walk into an elevator. It got 317 points, and that means it got 19% of the available points.
Okay.
Interesting fact, out of the 114 votes, 25 people had 3 guys walking to an elevator as their favorite script.
That's great. So that's a lot of people that voted as their favorite.
It's a very entertaining script, easy to read, easy to understand, very nice, shocking twist. It's a genre film, which is very difficult to do in short form. Very successful. I think it did really well. People liked it. We thought people would like it.
Yeah, I think what's interesting too is that I know the writer was a bit active on social media as well, so he was trying to rally his friends as well. Like I know he posted on his Facebook, and I think it's on Twitter as well, but I might be wrong there. But I didn't see that. I heard this from the social media marketing gangs. They sort of paid attention to what everybody is doing online. So yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if he got a bit of extra support in.
And he did a good. I remember saw his pitch as well. He did a good, very nice pitch.
I agreed. Like his pitch was very
Jonathan
good.
Boguslavsky.
Yeah. Absolutely. Okay, so that's number 4. Three guys walk into an elevator by Jonathan Boguslavsky. Now, number 3.
Number 3, we have the receipt.
Right.
344 points, and that means 20% of the available points.
Interesting. The receipts.
So that was my guess that it potentially could have been the winner. It's a hot topic. I would say it could be a Me Too film.
Right.
About women being abused, and about a very nice poignant comment about heroes and about male heroes and men as well, with great visuals. Very, very good script. But yeah, that was a vote. So number three is a very good position. As I said, they're all very, very good scripts.
They're all very good scripts, absolutely. And I'm looking forward to reading that one, because that one was a very interesting discussion to watch, as I can't wait for this competition and this broadcast to be done, because then I can actually sit down and go through all the screenplays, So that leaves 2 scripts.
Let me just make a point about the receipt. That is interesting. Only 12 people voted the receipt as their favorite script, but it ranked well with other people in other second or third places, and that's why it's so well positioned.
Didn't you say that it also led the vote at one point?
Yeah, it did. In the beginning, it was winning.
Amazing. That's really amazing. But that's what this kind of ranked vote does, is that it gives a chance to people, for scripts to do well, even if it's not necessarily their immediate favorites. But if a lot of people like it, it has a chance to participate well. And this is a prime example of that.
It's one of the scripts that's, again, very easy to read, very entertaining, suspenseful. It is a bit of a thriller, where it's a social drama and thriller. Mm-hmm. So very, very nice to read, very easy to read.
Okay, right. Okay, so that leads us to the runner-up, number 2.
Number two is I Don't Mean to Bother You.
Oh, wow, that's amazing.
346 points, and that means 20% of the available points, but slightly up from the receipt.
Really? How close?
Very, very close.
Amazing. So, I Don't Mean to Bother You.
I Don't Mean to Bother You by Martina Blachik. So we forgot before the receipts by Hazel Allen from Scotland.
Oh, yes, of course.
Yeah, Martina Blachik. I Don't Mean to Bother You from Poland. Right, this is a really beautifully written script. It's one of the scripts that I remember.
I know you love the character.
Huh?
I know you love the main character.
I absolutely love the main character, but what I remember is that when I started first reading, from the first 2 lines, first bit of dialogue, you're in safe hands. It's very lovely, real dialogue, everyday dialogue. You love the characters immediately. You feel you're in safe hands. It's got a very touching it makes a very touching and heartwarming comment on elderly people and loneliness. Mm-hmm. Very nicely written by Martina. Well done, Martina. It's very good.
Awesome.
Position, being 2 out of almost 300 scripts. Right? Let's not forget that.
And I mean, from everything I've heard, like the writing's lovely. The character, especially the old lady, she's a really great character.
Yes.
So I can't wait to read that one for sure. All right. So I think we all know who the winner is, but you have to go through it anyway.
I have to. Yeah. Number 1, we have The Attendant. 419 points. That means 25% of the available votes. Important. The Attendant was voted the top script by 49 of the voters.
Amazing.
And we had 114, so it was really strong.
Right, so it performed really well by a lot of voters.
Yes. Congratulations first of all.
Congratulations to
Stavros Pambalis.
Yeah.
Amazing result after competing against 300 scripts. Mm-hmm. Very difficult. As we said here when the discussion we had in episode 3 and episode 4, this is very, very well-crafted script. Mm-hmm. It's amazing how much he managed to put in 3 pages. It's a science fiction with a very powerful social comment about privileged people, non-privileged people, what they would do if it was the end of the world. Again, it's a hot topic because we nearly got near the end of the world with wars, with a pandemic and all that. So people are thinking about these things. Very hot topic and very excellent comment. It's done in a very character-driven way, not through a difficult plot. It is very character-driven. It will be down to the actors and to the casting. It's an excellent, very, very well-crafted script. I really liked it. I said my favorite was the number 5 Carl Mather script, but this was, which is more abstract and more probably difficult sometimes maybe for some people to read. But Stavros' script, very entertaining. It has so much. These 3 pages have so much. There's so much there.
Yeah, I mean, Stavros is a fantastic writer. I do know him because I've worked with him before. And it's great to see that. I'm glad he submitted. I sort of when I said, I'm doing this competition, he didn't say he was going to submit. He just suddenly messaged me, I submitted. I was like, I wasn't actually expecting you to do it. So I'm glad he submitted something good and something that people really liked. And then I didn't have to have that awkward conversation with him where he's like, nobody liked my stuff. So now I'm glad he won. And that people really liked it, and he did won dominantly too, which is nice to hear.
Yeah, he did.
A clear winner.
He did.
A very, very clear winner.
Very clear winner.
Okay, that's really
very ahead of all the others. Yeah.
That's fantastic. That's really cool. I mean, he's an experienced writer, and I think he was able to put all his experience into the writing. So I'm glad that he submitted, and congratulations, Stavro. Well done. I'm really, really happy for you. So now guess it's up to us to get it made and package it together as we promised. This is how it's going to proceed from now on. However, I do want to reemphasize, the top 10 scripts are all really good, and I know the 2 of us have already spoken about some of them, and I know we're going to try and get the others made in one way or another as well.
Yeah, the good scripts, same as Mug by Henry Morgan, and also Home Care, which many times we pronounce as Care Home. Home Care by Sam Windle as well, and Sex on the Beach, of course, by Roseanne Priest. We should forget that. Very, very original idea. They were very good scripts. It was a very difficult conversation to get the final 5.
And I think what it comes down to is that what a big part of this is what the most completed script is. Like you can really see where the idea was fantastic and the execution was fantastic. It was just missing that bit that could make it even better. And I think maybe that's where Stavros' script just maybe is the most complete. Where it just manages to do the whole thing just the most, and the idea is good.
It is true. Stavros' script is by far, in terms of how crafted it is, the storytelling craft, the machinery of it is by far the most perfect script. Right now, at the end of the day, all these scripts, they can make excellent films, they can make less excellent films. It will be down to the director. If the right director makes the right script, the script he likes, the script he's right for, we can end up with a great film, whether it is the one that didn't make the top 5 or is the best one, the winner.
You said this to me the other day, where you said that one of the hardest. A producer said this.
He was a producer. I was talking to a producer, very experienced producer years ago, and he said to me, Petros, he's done big films with big directors. Petros, the most difficult thing in filmmaking, you can find great scripts, but it's all about matching them with the right director. If you match with the right director, then all the rest it will just happen.
Amazing.
So
really amazing.
Let's see. That's the next challenge.
The next challenge
find the right crew, the right people behind it, and package the film nicely, and make it.
Yeah, and I think that's really what it comes down to, is now we need to find the right director and the right setting and the right everything for the attendant, because that's the script that's going to get made. So congratulations, Stavros, for winning this one. Well done. Thank you to all the writers who submitted. Thank you, Petros, for joining me on this live episode. And thank you, Luis, for the hard work behind the scenes. Also, thank you to Nathan and to Ariana for doing a great job trying to keep this sort of well-oiled machine running. It's not quite well-oiled yet. There's still loose parts that we need to figure out, but you guys did a great job keeping everything going. And I had such a great time just, putting this thing together and making this work with Tom here as my chief producer for all the content. So it's been a great ride. And the next episode we have will basically be an interview with the writer Stavros, which will be the last episode of Get It Made. So make sure you tune into that. Also make sure you sign in to, you go to CenterFrame and sign up to our mailing list, which allows you to participate in votes like this and also get the latest of the kind of competitions we're going to be doing next. We're also planning on throwing a couple of events with writers and filmmakers in mind. And also we have more news coming, more content coming. We have a show called Make It Short, which we're in the middle of making, which Petros participated in as well. So there's a lot coming up and we want you to be part of all of it. So make sure you sign in, you sign up to the newsletter, and you also join our social media to join the conversation there. Thank you very much to everyone who signed up and everybody who's watching right now and maybe watching a bit later. But I appreciate it. Thank you again, Luis. Thank you, Petros. And I will see you another time.